Well, guys, if you were excited for some Marvel Spider-Man 2 news coming at us soon, don't get too excited, because it sounds like the wait for any news is going to be quite long, all things considered. And it kind of makes sense considering that Sony has a pretty full slate of games ahead of them. So this news was made available by Tom Henderson. Now, if you don't follow gaming news, he's a pretty reputable source, all things considered, and does frequently drop some pretty big news ahead of announcements or sometimes telling you what not to expect. This is one of those cases. So what he revealed recently with the rumors that in March we are supposed to get a big Sony blowout state of play is that we shouldn't get too excited about Marvel Spider-Man 2 until way late in the year and possibly into early 2023. Now, I'm going to be real with you. I wasn't expecting any news this year anyway. You know, that announcement was made with Wolverine so they could get people hyped for the console they have. But again, there's a full slate of PlayStation games. You just had the masterful Horizon Forbidden West. You have Gran Turismo coming out. You have God of War at some point this year. And then the next slate of games is of course going to be Spider-Man and a few other ones, and probably a few unannounced things that other Sony studios and exclusive game studios are working on that they just haven't revealed just yet. So this kind of makes sense. I would honestly assume if there is a E3 stand-in this year, depending on if Jeff Keighley does his own thing in the summer again, like Summer of Games or something, that they could tease something. But I don't think we get what many people thought we would get so far, or yet, or early this year, and that's like a gameplay blowout. Again, if you just look at how they've been doing it, we haven't had a true big reveal of everything God of War. We had that little, what we got so far for Ragnarok, but that's it. But again, we just recently had the state of play with a Gran Turismo blowout, and last year we had the giant Horizon one. Next up, we're going to get the God of War one, and then we're going to focus on the rest of the year. And typically Sony doesn't release big things in the fall. They just kind of leave that to third party, which means next year is going to be pretty big for them, all things considered. And you would think that Spider-Man has to be in that lineup of hype. Now, whether they decide to reveal a little bit this year, just like the early God of War footage, and then leave us hanging for another half a year to a year, I could see that happening. But again, don't work yourself up for the next state of play having something Spider-Man, because people always overwork themselves with, guesses, fan theories, and random Reddit posts that claim to be insiders, and then, well, they get nothing. I mean, how many more times can people that are excited for Nintendo stuff be lied to about Metroid Prime 4? Like, come on.